Ms. Tin Pei Ling.
Speaker, sir, thank you for the opportunity to speak in this debate. My colleagues have put forth their earnest opinions and excellent ideas covering many aspects of the budget in the past 2 days. Hence, as the last backbencher to speak in this debate, I will keep my speech relatively brief, or at least I try to. The budget is an important business of Parliament. This House must decide not only how we allocate resources to address immediate needs, but also how we can find resources to invest for the future. The budget is a means to implement government strategies and realize Singaporeans' collective vision for Singapore. Therefore, what we spend on and how much we spend on are important. One highlight of this year's budget is the Merdeka Generation Package. This package is estimated to cost over $8 billion in present value and help close to 500,000 senior Singaporeans. This significant package will make a tangible difference to the lives of the Merdeka generation. It shows our gratitude to seniors who had given so much of themselves to build the Singapore we're proud of today. There are many ways the package could have been designed, but the government chose to focus the benefits on healthcare, which is the right priority. The package will clearly address the top-of-mind concern and alleviate the healthcare cost burden on this group of seniors while encouraging them to age actively. So far, feedback on the package from my residents has been positive. Seniors who missed out on the Pioneer Generation package are happy and appreciative. The younger ones, who are children of the Pioneer and Merdeka generations, are supportive as well. This is because these packages relieve their parents' medical expenses, indirectly benefiting them. To the others, the fact that there is such a package is an assurance that the government cares about the more vulnerable and understands what worries our people most. Taken together, with the many other schemes and programs for our seniors, it is apparent that the government is working hard to enable Singaporeans to age with dignity. In Mandarin, 议长先生，今年的财政预算案其中最亮眼的项目便是立国一代配套。立国一代的长辈们在建国初期奉献了青春和心血，造就了今天让我们自豪的新加坡，成就了我们年轻一代的国人。因此，这个耗资80亿新元的配套，承载了我们对立国一代的感谢与敬意。这个配套不能被视为福利，而是体现我们饮水思源、知恩图报的实际行动。当然，政府选择把医药保健为配套的中心，反映了政府体恤长辈们最担心医药费，因而对症下药，减轻他们在这方面的经济负担，让他们的黄金岁月里少些烦恼，多些快乐。其实，政府一直都特别照顾年长者及弱势群体。近年来，政府的社会及公共医疗开销更是大幅度增加。身为这国会中最年轻的议员，政府这些年的努力令我深感欣慰。因为一个对人民上心的政府所出台的政策，必是以人民长远利益为中心的，这是民本人政。当然，除了眼下，一个负责任、有远见的政府也必须为未来筹谋。我乐见此次预算案继续重视经济转型以及人才培训。处身于多变的大环境里，新加坡我们这个弹丸小国必须自强不息、外强内刚，才能维持我们的一方天地。因此，我希望政府对于人才的培训、城市的建设、团结坚韧群体的建立及青年的理想抱负，继续给予大力的支持。Speaker, sir, I fully support the Merdeka Generation Package and the other social initiatives announced in this budget. But it is also important that we strike a balance between spending to benefit the current generation and directing a good part of our financial muscle towards investing in the future. A significant portion of this year's budget is dedicated to strengthening our economic competitiveness and building deeper enterprise and people capabilities. These are important investments into the future, but I hope we will also think about the following. First, making our city better. Through the annual Formula One night race, last year's Trump Kim Summit, and movie Crazy Rich Asians, Singapore showcased our beautiful city to the world. But in 10, 20 years to come, when our infrastructure has aged, And as other cities catch up, will we still have anything to show and be excited over? What is the next big attraction after Marina Bay, new financial district, and Gardens by the Bay? What is the next iconic public housing project after the Pinnacle and Kampong Admiralty? It is important that we continually upgrade and rejuvenate our city. It is equally important to find ways to create new space where new developments can take place. Of course, we should retain some parts of old Singapore so that our people can remain connected to our heritage. But Singapore should not be an old city. It is important that Singaporeans continue to regard Singapore as a city of possibilities. Our size may be small, but our imagination must be big. Despite our land constraints, we must somehow find ways to reinvent and remake what we have. Develop new buildings, new districts, and new gardens that delight our citizens and amaze the world. Second, making our communities stronger. A beautiful Singapore must be underpinned by strong and united communities. Singapore's community building efforts have come a long way since our independence. We embrace multiracialism and multi-religiosity. We have a harmonious society united for progress. Our experience has been admired and emulated by many around the world. However, our society construct is also exposed to some unique challenges. The advent of social media has the potential to aggravate fractures within our society through fake news and fear-mongering. Sensational pieces are always more attention-grabbing than run-of-the-mill news pieces. Our changing demographics and aging society will exert more pressure on the working class. Evolving expectations of citizens increase pressure on our government to deliver better and faster. Religious radicalism plants dangerous seeds of antagonism and mistrust which could destroy our social bonds. And of course, there's the risk of widening wealth and digital gaps. The consequences are serious if we do not actively address these challenges. For example, if fake news or radicalism gains momentum, our social fabric, so carefully built and maintained over the past decades, could be torn if people doubt and confront one another over what is true and what they think is true. Therefore, we need to invest more in public education to inoculate our people from the poison of fake news and radicalism. We need to redistribute resources more to reduce the gaps. We need to create opportunities and empower our people to participate in the community more. Thirdly, supporting our youth better. Our youth are our future. They will lead Singapore into our next bound. It is important that they see Singapore as the place where they can achieve their dreams, whatever they may be. Our youth want to make Singapore and the world a better place. They have their own idea of what this means, and they're taking steps to do this. Many believe in environmental causes and have mobilized and pushed on various projects, for example, promoting renewable energy sources and getting rid of straws and other one-use plastic. Others believe in building a fairer, more equitable society, and they contribute their energy and time to help the poor and vulnerable in society. These are all commendable efforts. It is important that our budget set aside enough financial resources annually to go into supporting the priorities and efforts of our youth, as well as in mentoring them and developing their talents so that in time they will be able to lead Singapore to a new level. We must remember to invest to benefit Singaporeans of tomorrow, just as we have benefited from the investments made by our pioneer and Merdeka generations. I believe our constant effort to imagine our future, to find the next big thing in Singapore that will excite our people, to strengthen communities for a strong and united nation, and to support our young in their development and endeavours will have far-reaching effects. These will require our constant attention and consistent investment by our government. I'd like to end with a reminder that building the future Singapore is the job for all Singaporeans, not just the government and certainly not just the finance minister. To be sure, the government plays a critical role in improving the lives of our people. It keeps Singapore secure and the economy humming along. On social issues, only the government has the resources to mount a major move like the Merdeka Generation Package. But the government does not have the sole responsibility or the best ideas all the time. Nor can the government alone solve all the challenges that we face. We operate in an increasingly complex environment. We face macroeconomic uncertainties, geopolitical instability, rapid social change, and game-changing technological innovations. Government action alone is inadequate to the task of navigating a safe journey for all Singaporeans into the future. And in our daily lives, we see many examples in our community about how different people, different organizations, different parties come together to support our people, our residents, our seniors. I have a resident called Madam Aisha. She's about 66 years old. Recently, her sister passed away, and so she's staying alone in a rental flat. But with the help from the government, monthly financial assistance, as well as support from the Salim Mata Mosque, where she goes for her Quran studies very periodically every week, she is very meaningfully engaged in our community. So even as she ages, even as she lives alone, there are many helping hands available to help her. The VWOs, the mosque, our grassroots leaders, through our programs, through our outreach, through our befriending, she's now a very happy senior living in MacPherson. There are many other examples as well. Sometimes help need not be in a big way. It could be as simple as a neighbor running to another neighbor's house, a senior's house, to help fix that remote control that he or she failed to operate to switch on their favorite TV show. We have so many people, so much resources within the community. If we are all able to come together, to work hand in hand, we can multiply our efforts and do so much more to make our community, to make Singapore a better place for everyone. In fact, I would say that regardless of whether it's just the government working alone or together as a community, regardless of what role we are playing, at the end of the day, it is about the people we feel for. It is about the bonds that we forge. It is about the hearts we touch. It is about the lives we make a difference to. And therefore, I hope that Singaporeans will see this budget and budgets past and future, not just as government or parliamentary business, but as collective, decisive moves to prepare ourselves for the future. I hope Singaporeans will step up and contribute as well with our ideas, voices, and energies. Let us together ensure that Singapore continues to thrive and be truly inclusive and thriving. With that, I support the motion.